I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
It shouldn't have escalated to the
Right.
way that it did. Can you just briefly walk us through what happened that night? It starts, you're at a party at Kylie Jenner's house.
I had went there and we were just hanging out, and I was ready to go because I had been there all day.
So you guys end up in a car. You, Tory Lanez, your friend at the time, Kelsey, and his driver.
Yes, again, we're back. Yes, we're back. We got a good chop up. We're going to break down this Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez scenario. Not the trial, not the case, but we'll get into a little bit of that. But we're going to break down the most recent events. So it appears that Meg Thee Stallion took to Gayle King, I guess that's her name, the reporter who pretty much interviews the guilty before the trial. She did the same thing with R. Kelly, and I think she did it with a few other artists or celebrities. But what I want you to pay attention to is that Tory Lanez has not been found guilty of anything, yet he has a restraining order put against him, even when it involves his job. I can't take the job because she does the same thing that I do. But it's not the other way around. It's not mutual. You see what I'm saying? So he has also a gag order put on him to where he cannot discuss it, but she can discuss it in depth on national TV. See, this is a game of chess. And I'll tell you why this society, when it comes to men now, the powers that be know men are waking up to a lot of the bullshit that has been taking place. So they're trying to be proactive in getting the women charged up, conditioned, and indoctrinated to take the man's place. Take the man's place in the workforce, take the man's place in the household, to create the same degenerate children and men and women that we see running around today. But isn't that ironic that she gets to do a full-blown interview about this scenario, which again is still pending, but he cannot say a word. And this happened almost 2 years ago. One must ask, how much evidence do you need, or how long does this process really take? If this would have been any other case, the trial would have been within 6 months, maybe under 6 months. But we know what's taking place. The court of public opinion, they know all of these people are in cahoots. There's nothing separate from the other. A lot of people think the music industry is separate from the government. Media outlets are separate. All of these entities are intertwined, and they're used for whatever they're needed for. It's only a few corporations who own all of the media outlets, major news outlets, CNN, MSNBC, et cetera, Fox. So you must understand, they use the court of public opinion. You see Megan Thee Stallion in this interview with the fake tears, telling all type of different stories. I followed a little bit, but again, this is my prediction. I predict Tory Lanez is going to get a guilty verdict. I do not wish that on the brother. I do not. But because of the writing is on the wall. When you look at everything that has taken place, they give this woman an interview on CBS with Gayle King to tell her side of the story. In fact, and knowing the jurors that are selected are more likely going to review that footage. And it is going to be biased. It is going to be biased. They're going to find Tory Lanez guilty, even though there's a substantial amount of stories that do not line up. The evidence does not line up. None of this stuff lines up, yet this is being dragged out. And this is the reason why it is being dragged out, because they know he's innocent. So they're going to let her tell these sob stories. Even the text messages have come out. You see this picture in the thumbnail. And she denied having a sexual. Who lets a man grind on her if they have not already explored any type of intimacy in public? What woman lets a man that she has not been intimate with grind her in public in a photo, even in a joking manner? Come on, man. We know what this is. They use the court of public opinion to convict you before the trial begins. So once it does come out, it's not shocking. There's not a lot of pushback. There's not a lot of questioning as far as what just took place. Why hasn't he gotten a chance to tell his side of the story? Is he going to get an interview with Gayle King? Probably not. And in the midst of this drama, she's acquired, I believe, some endorsement deals. Now, isn't that ironic? What man do you know that was under scrutiny for allegations or even lying, any type of blemish on his character? He loses millions and millions in endorsements, sponsorships, relationships, etc. But they're going to use him to send a very direct message to men, specifically black men. And the black men who came at him, talking sideways with threats, etc. This man's life has been put in danger because of this lie that has been told and that has found out to be a lie. This should not be taking 2 years to conclude. If the facts are... If I have a gun and it has fingerprints on it and this person is shot, there's nothing to question. There's no trial. There's no delay. They're going to get right to it because it's a slam dunk. So what they're doing now is trying to trump up additional evidence, tamper with the evidence, stories. So the jury is going to be confused. You look at all the messages, it's kind of difficult to read and follow because they're not putting them out in a accurate time sequence. They're mixing it up and saying he said this here and this there. They know exactly what they're doing. I employ men. We will have to come together at some point. Damn all the he stole my talking points bullshit. Damn all of that for a second. We will have to unite together to get some type of legislation, some type of protection. You see what Johnny Depp is going through. You see what Will Smith is going through. These men are being put through hell and they are expected to just take it on the face, take it on the chin. Will Smith is contemplating divorce, but he knows it's going to be very expensive and he does not want that blemish on his legacy. So he takes disrespect to the face. And women make excuses for this hoe who sleeps with her son's homeboys, talking about he was sick and all of this type of shit. It's unacceptable. But it's very ironic that she can do a full-fledged interview, but he has to remain silent. They're going to use him as a sacrificial lamb. I just did a video about sacrificial lambs. He will be the third in the most recent headline. He will be the third. They're going to punish him. They're going to deem him guilty because the writing is on the wall. This is what they want. This is what they want. And I want to debunk this whole mindset and idea that women are independent. We know that is complete bullshit. If women were so independent, why are they always running to media outlets for help, for cosigns, and for support when their feet are held to the fire? Why is that? You don't have a lot of men doing this. You don't have a lot of men doing this. But whenever a woman is being convicted or she's being charged or called out as a liar, she runs straight to the media with a sob story, crocodile tears. She runs to Instagram trying to garner support and help. That debunks an independent mindset because independent doesn't need any support. It stands alone. And she'll be the same one in her lyrics. I'm an independent bad bitch, twerk like a twerkulator, and all that stupid shit. All that stupid shit. Blatantly lying. I tell you guys, you have to use these news headlines and look at what's not being said. You got to read in between the lines. Women will lie when it comes to their reputation. when it comes to their sexual history being put on the glass, she will lie and take it to the grave. Because in her mind, one little lie won't hurt, but this is not just a little lie. This is a lie that determines a man's freedom, safety, financial future, etc. But because her reputation is more important than all of that, she will lie as much as she needs to, and she will take it to the grave. The things that women do on the low, because they really can't, women are not creatures of secrecy. They must inform you or whoever of what they're doing. This is how gossip and rumor mills, and you look at the top 5 media platforms for, let's say black media. Not even just black media, all across the board. TMZ, rumor mill, rumor-based media, gossip media, and other people's business media. The Shade Room, same exact thing. Breakfast Club, the rumor report, and all this type of shit. Rumors and gossip about things done on the low or in secrecy that we know we would frown upon in the public are catalysts to drive up your views, your listeners. People love drama. Effeminate men, messy, unfeminine women, unfit for relationships, for marriage. They gravitate to mess and drama. A person that's on a mission, that has passion about their life and what they're doing, they're not going to be consumed with gossip, rumors, anything that cannot be confirmed. That's why I say it'll be rare that I speak on allegations. I have to see and know all of the facts. I'm not going to go with any type of one-sided story. I need to see all of the evidence come out to play. But again, with this scenario here, you know that she's using, and they're giving this to her. Again, she got endorsements in the midst of all of this as a pity, as a empathy or sympathy gesture. I know what you went through, and they're believing the lie because in the gynocracy, the man is always in the wrong. The man cannot speak his standard. He cannot talk. He's just expected to pay bills and provide services. And men willingly accept this role. Tory Lanez is a victim of his own lust, his own ego. He wanted to be a playboy. But again, that's why I say, the higher you reach, the higher you get, you have to be very, very, very picky. Yes, Meg, she's a gorgeous woman. I'm not going to take that from her. So I can see why he fell weak to his lustful nature. I can see this. But in the midst of this, he got greedy. You know, he started sleeping with a friend, doing what men do, especially these rappers. You must understand, a man that has made himself millions and others millions, they are not going to operate in the realm of discretion in a lot of cases. Meg Stallion is a somewhat high profile woman, so it seems to make sense why he would, choose to get with her versus a random chick off the internet. I can see that. Or a random chick out of his city. But you must know, for every action, there is a reaction. We know this. This is why we govern ourselves accordingly. So, again, this trial is just a telltale sign of what is to come, what is currently taking place. The excuses that I see women make for other women that do things such as this. There was another report in my city where a woman threw hot grease on a woman or a person in a car. These women justify this type of shit. They justify ignorance, violence, shadiness. They justify, but then on another end, they would try to play victim to the very same things that they justify and glorify. You'll find the same, catch it, peep this, the very same thing women complain about, justify, or do, they will be crying later on about that same thing being done to them. Ain't that a bitch? The very things that they justify, glorify, and support, they will be crying victim to in years to come. But you guys let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Date Master.